Hey guys, Greg from CarID.com, and we are back in the shop today. And if you can't tell, I am excited because you and I get to take an up-close look at a brand new line of off-road bumpers from the team over at Rogue Racing. Honestly, I'm not sure exactly where to start with these bumpers, but one thing I can tell you is these things are right up my alley. But before I get overzealous, let me at least start by filling you in about the team over at Rogue Racing. Now, Rogue Racing's sole mission combines their passion of off-road racing with the latest technology and innovation. This allows them to build some of the best off-road racing products that are on the market. Now, with over 20 years of racing experience, this team began building one-off handmade racing suspension pieces, bumpers, and even other components to give them the edge on the competition. All that passion to go fast and be the best, combined with the latest computer software and engineering, allows Rogue Racing to excel in the off-road racing market. These products are built to be affordable, reliable, but most importantly, tough enough to handle serious abuse. So now that you have a better idea of who's behind the making of these sick-looking bumpers, let's go ahead and take a closer look at them, starting with the Rebel front bumper. Now, the first thing that stands out is this isn't your standard off-road bumper. It's a pre-runner bumper. So, if you're expecting a boxed-in frame with heavy-duty steel plates, you're not going to find that with this bumper. These bumpers are designed specifically with high-speed off-road racing in mind. The concept is to have the bumper higher and tightly mounted to the body of the truck with a large skid plate on the bottom. So, when you're running at 100 miles an hour in the desert and you do get your truck airborne, you have less of a chance of catching the edge of the front end when it nosedives. But because Rogue Racing built this thing, it's not going to be your standard pre-runner bumper. Now, it does have standard pre-runner bumper features like heavy-duty welded tubing and a massive lower skid plate. But the most noticeable feature about this design is that it perfectly follows the radius of the front end of the truck, and it only extends out to the end of the fenders. But most importantly, all of these features allow this bumper to have a low profile and neatly tuck underneath the front valance of the truck, which altogether provides you with amazing approach angle. Alright, now let's get a closer look at the aesthetics of this Rebel front bumper. Now, a lot of other pre-runner bumpers are basic. You simply get welded tubing and that is it. Well, Rogue Racing decided to spice it up a little bit, and on the corners, you have the choice of either textured dimple skins or mesh side skins. It's just a little something so you can customize it however you want. But what about lighting? Well, on this bumper, there is plenty of it. The Rebel is designed so you can fit two massive 40-inch curved LED light bars. Now, I don't care where you're driving, with two of these mounted on your truck, visibility will never be an issue. Alright, let's move on to the rear of our truck and check out Rogue Racing's Revolver rear bumper. Now, at first glance, this bumper has a lot of features that most off-road rear bumpers have. But once you go ahead and get a closer look, you're going to notice Rogue's attention to detail and racing heritage all over this thing. Now, if you can't tell, this thing is built to handle a ton of abuse. It uses heavy-duty welded steel construction, but what I personally love are the textured riveted plates and the Rogue logo on top of the bumper. Now, you combine that, it really gives the bumper that off-road rugged look that all of us want. This rear bumper even has holes pre-cut to mount your existing backup sensors if your truck came equipped with them. And of course, no Rogue Racing bumper would be complete if it didn't offer some type of auxiliary lighting. This Revolver rear bumper has pre-cut holes to mount two 3-inch LED pod lights, which always seem to come in handy. Now, when it comes to the installation of both of these bumpers, they're going to bolt right up to your factory mounts with little to no serious modifications needed. Now, the rear is pretty straightforward and it uses the existing factory hardware to bolt directly to the OEM mounts. Now, the front is exactly the same, except it will require a little bit of trimming of the factory frame rails and some of the OEM plastics to give you a nice, snug and clean fit. But overall, they are really easy to get bolted up and will only take you an afternoon in your driveway with just some basic hand tools. Well guys, that's going to wrap up this review of Rogue Racing's Rebel front bumper and Revolver rear bumper. Overall, I am really impressed with both pieces, and I would definitely recommend them to anyone that's looking for a high-quality, race-inspired off-road bumper. But if for some reason they still don't do it for you, just head over to CarID.com to check out our massive inventory of off-road bumpers for your truck. As always, I'm Greg from CarID.com, and I will see you guys next time in the garage.